Hey Bleeders, it's Yvette, and look who just blew in.
Hi!
Ta-da!
News!
Oh my god.
Oh my god. So Boom Studios is going to be taking over Archaia Studios. Now, Archaia, if you're not familiar with them, they do this beautiful Jim Henson book. They also do, what was it, the Mouse one?
Mouse Guard.
Mouse Guard. They also do Mouse Guard. Boom does Hellblazer, Suburbia, Freelancers, Hypernaturals, lots of other things. But the issue that I want to talk about is a small independent comic book company being taken over by the mainstream, by the man. Are we losing our soul?
I don't think so, because I don't think that Boom is really mainstream, per se. I mean, well, you know, you got your Marvel, your DC, you got your top two, and then you got Image that is slowly, everything's becoming a top three. Right. And then you got all these other guys that are just right below that, and Boom is kind of like in that section.
I don't know, mergers and acquisitions, it sounds pretty corporate to me.
Yeah, that's true.
Pick of the week! Pick of the week! Anyway, so I went to amazing Las Vegas Con. I had some swag, I think I showed you guys last week. Anyway, the exciting thing about this is that I got a ton of comics, like a whole bunch. And one of them is the weirdest, most interesting thing ever. It was, of course, in one of those discount bins. Just a wacky little find. So Deepak Chopra, you know, the one who writes those self-help, you know, internal and spiritual healing books, also apparently writes comics. That's really cool. So I was reading the intro, and apparently, fact, you guys are going to be smarter after this episode, that Indian children learn about their gods traditionally through comics. But something that Chopra was saying is that these comics have been recycled throughout the generations, and they haven't really been redone in like the last 20 years, so they're kind of out of date. Not that the stories change, but that the artwork and maybe the verbiage needs to be modernized somewhat. And so his goal with this comic was to kind of reboot the comics that, you know, describe all of the different gods and their stories and things like that. So the book that I read was the book Shiva. Not only is it beautifully illustrated, but it's also, you know, it's educational and it's really interesting, of course, because if you don't know anything about like Hindu gods, you really should check it out. It's really, really interesting. Honestly, some of my I would say in my top 10 picks of one of my favorite reads. It's that interesting. So, like, I know that maybe you wouldn't think Hindu gods and Iron Man are equally as entertaining and interesting, but you should try it out. It's really cool. So, anyway, that's my pick of the week. Really excellent. You should go check that out.
So, guess what's happening in San Diego this year?
Well, other than me being there, I don't know.
Well.
Anyway, sorry, that was awful. Anyway, so what's happening at San Diego?
Well,
it's actually important.
There's actually going to be, besides all the awesome swag that's there, there's one particular awesome swag that a lot of old school fans are really excited about. So Sandman 0, there's going to be a special souvenir book that you could only get at San Diego Comic-Con this year.
I see.
And a lot of people are kind of saying that this is supposed to lead into this reboot.
Cool.
So,
how do you feel about a Sandman reboot?
You know what? Neil Gaiman is in control of it.
Okay.
So I guess he was in DC's offices for a really long time and just ironed everything out. Hopefully he said, "You're not making me change my characters."
Right.
And sticking to the story. So.
Yes. Well, maybe something to look forward to. Sometimes the reboots are good.
Yeah.
You know?
I really miss those old characters. This is pretty exciting. This is big news. I mean, Arizona every once in a while gets some really awesome writers come through this town, and look who's coming here tomorrow.
Tomorrow, and just in time.
Yes.
So tell me about this book. Have you read it?
I haven't read it. It just came out.
Okay. Well, then no.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. A lot of people actually, they lined up today to receive their book, so that way they can line up tomorrow and get everything signed.
Right. Awesome.
So, but I'm kind of excited because I actually really do like his nonfiction. I mean, all his comic book work. Neil Gaiman's comic book work has always been, you know, really touching to me because I grew up on it. And then when I found out that he was a novelist, it's like, oh, I must read his stuff.
Excellent.
And it's always been a good read.
A good writer is a good writer, I think.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I think I'm going to take this home with me tonight.
as you should. I'll hold your hand in line tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks. So I'm taking Tony somewhere special tomorrow.
On a date.
Yeah. It's the green carpet Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle event.
I'm gonna get a Ninja Turtles backpack.
Oh.
I'm gonna roll around on it. Wow. Anyway.
She gets really excited.
Yes.
But Kevin Eastman's going to be there, which I'm totally excited about. And so is Ernie Reyes Jr., who was the pizza boy, and he also does a lot of crazy martial arts throughout Hollywood throughout the years
Didn't
and
he
stuff.
get beat up by Bruce Lee?
And he's very proud of it.
That's really exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the kind of abuse I would enjoy, for sure. Yeah. Cool. So excited.
So we're going to have some footage for you guys
Yes.
of that at a later date. So I'm really excited, and hopefully we'll be able to sneak in there with my powers and get Tony to get an interview with Kevin.
Faux show. Also some swag. Look forward to some swag.
Yes, definitely.
Yes. Do you like my riding gear?
Yes, I do.
Yes, I'm like an old lady. I envisioned myself in one of those convertible old like Thunderbirds the entire drive. It was excellent.
That's very fetching.
Yes, fetching. That was my thought. I was also going to try and attempt to eat some ice cream in the Thunderbird, but
With the
with the convertible top down. But then I realized that the wind would hit the ice cream and it would just be bad.
I'm just thinking about the extra protein of the bugs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Ice cream with bug sprinkles. Anyway.
Awesome.